I don't think there's been anybody better than Messi. Going back, Maradona, Pele, I just don't. I think he is, in my opinion, the best that's ever been. He's just incredible.
And this is what raises the flag to you, Shaka, because we've talked about this a lot, Lionel Messi, and you've said, for me, he will never be the greatest until he wins the World Cup.
Well, we talked about that in the car as well.
Right, OK.
We did.
with some traffic jam on that golf course.
Given that he keeps doing it, that he keeps proving doubters like you wrong, is there a point, Shaq, that even you will admit?
I will say this, without question, Lionel Messi, best club footballer the game has ever seen. I will even go so far as to say that he's done it at this level longer than anybody else. But at his absolute peak, against somebody like Brazilian Ronaldo at his absolute peak, if I had to have one for one game, I'm still going Brazilian Ronaldo.
I agree with that. At his best, at the very best. We're not talking about length of a career. We're talking about a moment if you're picking players in the backyard, that sort of thing. At the very best, Brazilian Ronaldo, I'd take him #1. He was imposing.
I played against him in the World Cup, and he couldn't score against Scotland. So that's a black mark. It took a centre-half to score from a set-piece and an own goal from Tommy Boyd in the 78th minute. Fat Ronaldo was kept quiet. I don't think Messi would have had that problem against Scotland, I have to say. But what about Rakitic?
Yeah.
Rakitic has been in and out, but you forget his goal. What an absolutely fantastic strike when he popped in on that left side.
What about Gareth Bale? The fact that he continues to get injured. A guy who was bought for so much money and so much expectation and just cannot stay healthy. So when he's 100%, he's electric, he's dynamic, he's explosive. But when is he 100%? He's becoming one of these guys that is, he's on the way of becoming something like Daniel Sturridge. If he's not available to play, how useful is he, really?
Sid, I just want to go back to the Messi point with you. Where do you stand on this debate, as someone who's obviously followed a lot of football over the years?
Well, the first thing, obviously, to say is when it comes to the original Ronaldo, it's fairly clear how you explain that. He clearly never come across a defender quite as good as Craig Burley before. Had to go against a player quite like that.
Well, Sid, I think you'll find that kept Roberto Carlos quiet as well.
All right, humble brag, carry on.
Actually, I'm really pleased that the name you throw in there is Brazilian Ronaldo because I'm with you on that. I think in terms of natural talent, in terms of if there's a guy running through one-on-one and you would bet your house on it, you would bet your entire family on him and know 100% that he's going to score, it's him. Obviously, his career damaged by injuries, his career damaged by occasionally being lackadaisical, but at his very best, he was just absolutely phenomenal. I think, you know, my age means that the 1986 World Cup formed such a kind of massive part of my footballing upbringing, so it's very difficult to ever see anyone as being better than Maradona simply because of what he did for that month in 1986. But in terms of players that I've seen consistently in my life, Messi is the best, and I think he's the best with the possible exception of Brazilian Ronaldo by quite some way as well.
Right, forget that.
No, the other thing for me is, and we've spoken about, I mean, this is quite topical, in that the likes of Maradona and Brazilian Ronaldo had to play against defenders who defended. Now, and this is not meant as a slight at all to Lionel Messi, defenders in today's game, strangely, are defined by how good they are from set pieces in the 86th minute. It's absolutely ridiculous when you're talking about...
Are you talking about Sergio Ramos? It seems like you are.
I mean, right now, the two defenders who inevitably get into World Teams of the Year are Gerard Piqué and Sergio Ramos. And let's be honest, neither of them are truly world-class defenders.